What's up, guys? Today, me and the leaguey will go through our club's 5 best wins in our time following the club. These don't include finals, which will affect the leaguey a lot more than me. Take it away, leaguey.
That it is. That it is. We've had some ups, we've had some downs, but today we're focusing on the positives, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it and seeing what you come up with for the Tigers in particular.
And because first is the worst, I think you should go because you're first and you're the guest.
Okay, damn, devastating insult. But I'm very happy to start because I have got some pretty good wins coming up. The one that I'm going to start with was back in 2013 in round four, where the Sydney Roosters beat the Parramatta Eels 50-0. Now, that was a season where we won the premiership. We held a lot of teams to nil that year. I believe we might have broke the record for the most amount of times a team held another team to nil. And just that scoreline, 50-0, is just the most perfectly rounded thing. I loved that day. Daniel Tupou scored a length of the field try. It was really, really wonderful. And yeah, so that was the first win of the ones that I picked for today's video.
When you told me you put this on the list, I was a little bit confused considering you guys finished first, you guys finished last. I know you guys won 50-0, but just a bit of an odd game to put on there.
It's true, but maybe the fact that we put 50 on them was what meant that they couldn't win the premiership. As we know, you can't concede 50 win the premiership. So then they just gave up from that point onwards. That's why they finished last.
Number 5 for me is round 8, 2025. The West Tigers taking on the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. This was a great encounter between us. The Sharks have been a pretty good team all year. Just to pull off a win like that at Leichhardt, when during the week I knew we'd win, it was so nice. Adam Dewey and Golden Point. We saved the game 4 times, so really nice to win it in that style because it felt like the game we would lose after saving it so many times. Just wonderful to get that win and gave me a bit of hope for the rest of the year.
That was a hell of a game. A hell of a game. The crowd that game, I remember, were absolutely outstanding. Against Cronulla, I mean, they're pretty good opposition. That was a hell of a scout for the Tigers in what I think has been a very positive year for you guys.
Number 4.
Number four, for me, I've got a game took place in 2019 between the Roosters and the Melbourne Storm, where we won 21 points to 20 down in Melbourne in round six. It's the one that everyone remembers for the Latrell Mitchell long field goal. We feigned to go to Cooper Cronk. Instead, we went to Latrell Mitchell. That game was brilliant, and that was the grand final rematch. Melbourne had a lot to play for. They had a lot of revenge that they wanted to get on us, but we were very, very good. We led 20-0 at halftime. Second half was not so good at all, but just enough. We held on. A young Satili Tupanua made the line break in the first sets of Golden Point. Latrell Mitchell hits the field goal. It's one of the most happy moments I've had as a Roosters supporter.
Yeah, number 4 for me is round 1, 2018. Tigers versus Roosters. I may or may not have put this on here, kind of to spite you. This is just such a good one for us against the eventual premiers that year. In 2016, we finished 9th. 2017 was a poor year for us. We finished bottom 4. Just to come out, we were the Roosters were a few cents to win that game. Just against James Tedesco as well. They had Cooper Cronk at the club as well. They had such a great recruitment drive. Everyone thought, yeah, they're going to win the premiership. And just to shock them round 1 was great. And then that last moment, Corey Thompson in the corner. Great moment. And Tui Lolohea nailing it from the sideline. It was just a great day for Tiger fans.
That was that round one game was devastating for me. I mean, there was so much hope. I remember that off season was the longest off season I've ever experienced because we'd made a prelim the year before, and signing Cronk and Tedesco, you're thinking, okay, premiership time. And to lose to the Tigers in the first game, man, I was shattered. And from memory, there was an opportunity for James Tedesco to score a try that would have won the game down the right hand side, and he knocked on. He was supporting back in field. The ball went just behind him, and he couldn't catch it. Um, it yeah, it was tough. It was tough, and the Tigers fans certainly loved that when that happened. But yeah, I'm very flattered that that's a big win for you guys because it's definitely a big loss for us.
Yeah, thought it'd be a good thing to remind you of, but yeah, let's move on. Number three.
Number three for me, well, I mean, it's time for me to get a bit of revenge on you because the Roosters had a pretty good win against the Tigers in recent memory as well. This one came in 2022. It was the last game at the Sydney Cricket Ground in round 23, where the Roosters beat the Tigers 72 points to 6. I was there. It was a great day for me. I'd gone out and watched the Roosters NRLW team in Parramatta earlier that day. Went straight from Parramatta to the SCG to watch the men. Man, loved it. But despite all of that, and this is always what I say about this game, despite scoring 72 points, the one image that always sticks with me is Brent Naden taking an intercept. Man, it devastates me. That's my lasting memory. I wanted 72 nil so badly, but 72-6 it is, and I can live with it.
Number three for me would have to be Easter Monday, 2022, against the Eels, obviously. Just this game's become a lot of a tradition nowadays. We were 0-5 coming into it. We'd come off a really poor performance against the Sharks, who did finish second that year. But we were above $10 to win, and no one really gave us a chance. I thought maybe we could win during the week, but that's just the optimistic Tiger I was, and we pulled off a massive upset against the Eels. We wanted it, we fought for it, and we got it done. Jackson Hastings, for the whole 2 weeks of us winning by 1 point, which is really stressful. Yeah, it's just a great win and a good way to get our first win in 2022.
Yeah, that was a great little period for the Tigers. I remember watching those games, and yes, it was just always kind of golden point. You were getting it done. Yeah, I can absolutely understand why you would think that's a great win because I think the entire NRL world at that point, the Tigers were really starting to perform poorly season on season. To see them get those wins together was very very cool to see. That's right. Number two, for me, it was a win that actually came earlier this year up on the Central Coast where the Roosters beat the Sharks 42 points to 16. This was during the Origin period where Cronulla had no players that were in the Origin frame. We had a heap of guys. We had the likes of Robert Toya, Lindsay Collins, Angus Crichton, Spencer Lenu, Connor Watson, just to name a few. Sam Walker still wasn't back from injury at that point. We had a really, really depleted team. I remember our front row that day, we had Mecca Hesse Makatoa coming up against Adam Fanua Blake, and I was like, we're stuffed here. With I think Celesi Fiketti was the other starting front rower as well, so it was a very very tough game going into it. But the boys just performed so well, and it was a real I think sign of this year in terms of the development that we've done of our juniors and how well that will set us up in years to come.
Number two for me would be round 12, 2023, Leichhardt Oval, Tigers v Cowboys. Thing about this game, it's our highest score ever. What made it better is I was at a different game that night. I was at the Dolphins v Storm at Suncorp. I was just watching this all the way there. It was just so good to see us put on try after try, and we scored 7 tries in the second half. It was crazy. Jerome Buller scored his first try that night. It was Joe Offengawi's last game. He joined Ken Mamalo in the club of playing the same team 2 weeks in a row. It's a really great night and made me have a bit of hope for 23.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. I remember the world just being stunned. Well, the rugby league world, at least, with that performance against the Cowboys. It was like, where did this come from? And it had everyone pretty excited about what was to come for the Tigers. Unfortunately, probably not more of the same, so to speak. But it was a very good night. It was a very good night.
Well, what is the Roosters' best win in your lifetime, League?
Yeah, so I've counted since 2013, and the one that stands out to me in that period was actually during that year was the final round between us and the Rabbitohs. The winner was going to win the minor premiership. It was a great atmosphere in that game. The build-up was absolutely outstanding, and we did win. We won 24 points to 12. It was brilliant. I was so happy. Going on to win the premiership that year was the ultimate dream, but to get the minor premiership, that was the first that I had experienced as a fan of the Roosters. The first of three in a row. It really did kick off something very, very cool for us.
Just to beat South in a game like that. I mean, there's one in 23 where you won and you kicked them out of finals. I'm kind of surprised that wasn't on here. But just to win like that against your arch enemy for the minor premiership must have been great.
It was absolutely, and the rivalry that day was massive. You had the big narrative was James Maloney and Mitchell Pearce against Jot Sutton and Adam Reynolds, and luckily my boys got it done.
Number one for me, I was really scrambling between this and number two. But I've decided to put this on here. Round 9, 2023, Carrington Park, Bathurst. We were winless up until this point. We just lost to Manly, which was a pretty good performance, to be fair. Just Penrith, obviously, back-to-back defending premiers. It was pouring down rain. And we upset Penrith. And really cool thing about this game is that no try scorer from it is still playing at the club they scored a try for.
Wow, that's amazing.
Luke Brooks had one of the games of his life. He kicked two 40-20s that night, won the first set, which both led to tries. I mean, we scored a try before Penrith touched the ball. Like, I thought, oh, we're not going to win this. Surely not. And, yeah, somehow we won. So, yeah, definitely the best win for me.
Yeah, that was yet another time, and I find myself saying this a lot, but where the rugby league world was like, hell yes, the underdog has won. We were all really, really happy about it. The rain in Bathurst made for some incredible imagery and scenery. It was very, very poetic. Um, yeah, I can absolutely agree with that being the best Tigers win I think in a long, long time.
And those are our lists. So if there's any that you disagree with, or is any games you think that could be on here, leave them down below, and I'll say whether they're good enough or if the league says thinks they're good enough. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe. Make sure to check out the leaguey if you somehow don't know who he is. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
See you guys.